Hello and welcome back to our business meeting. We have a busy day ahead of us. It's Friday, and as we say in the corporate world, happy Friday.
Hags, have a great summer. But there should be like a corporate one. What's
Wait,
the
that
corporate
is
one?
so cute. Did people say that in yearbooks? Hags?
Oh my God, yes. Have a great summer. That's
That's
how
really
people would
cute.
sign out the yearbook.
What's so funny is the very first page of the Wall Street Journal today is a little kid crying because his summer is
Oh,
over.
I saw that and I was like, who is going back to school? And then I realized your kids in Florida are going back to
I feel like
school.
everybody that's in southern states, I mean, I've seen people online that live in I think it's like the Southwest. I think they've been back for like a week already.
Wow. It feels like a short summer, but I guess that's what I had when I was a kid in Florida. But now in New York, the kids don't get out till the end of June and they don't go back until after Labor Day.
Someone was
So
telling me that New York public schools, they don't go back till September 10th. That's so weird.
yeah, yeah. Even when I signed Gemma up for her like new school, it starts like September 8th, but like you can go that week. It's crazy.
That sounds like
Wild.
Gemma's going to the new school college. Like she's really smart.
Yeah, she's just like skipping preschool and going to the fancy
College.
new
She's
school.
getting her bachelorette. Or no, bachelorette. Oh my God. I'm so dumb.
No,
She's
she
getting her
literally
bachelor's.
she's so wedding obsessed that like she would be getting her
That's
bachelorette.
a funny joke. Why did we never say that? Went for my bachelor's. It ends up getting my
I need to
bachelorette.
put that on my website in my bio. I have
That's
my
like a really fun.
bachelorette.
That is so
Please
funny for you.
don't forget that joke. I need to pause everything and give a shout out to my co host who came on here solo yesterday and had the best episode ever. I thought it was so cute. If you didn't see the episode, you have to go back in our archives and look because Molly unboxed the newspaper. And it was so funny because you're like, the first section's a little scary.
I will say I listened to it back last night before bed. I was like,
So cute.
why did I say this?
It was so cute because it's so true. Like I get the Wall Street Journal also every day. I don't even really look at the front page. If I do, I look at the bottom half where the stories are a little less scary. But you did such a good job. My other favorite part of the episode is you actually told people like if you're gonna go to work today, like say these fun facts. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. Like you made it so actionable. It's so hard to do a solo episode. You knocked it out of the park. And I'm just so proud of you.
I just want to say, I know everyone, if you're listening, you think, oh, Jen's just sort of guessing you up because it's like the archives. This is actually how Jen talks to me all the time. I'll be like, Jen, I took a shit
No.
this morning. And she'll be like, no, nobody has taken one like you. Like, you're just doing it out here. The mental load you're pushing through, it's incredible.
You got that.
Jen
Move
is a
out.
very, she's a very cheerleader friend, I will say. And it's one of your best qualities, actually.
I think it's also one of my most understood qualities because people think I'm being fake, but like I genuinely mean it. You know what I mean? But it comes off as like, ah, but like I really do mean it. I think you did such a good job. I was smiling the whole time.
See, the other thing you do is you actually do talk a lot like ChatGPT. And so now I feel like in a ChatGPT world, people do. I was thinking more about how you talked about, I think it was like Wednesday show. You were talking about how you got flagged for AI, but you do kind of, before there was AI, that's just like how you talk.
That's why
I feel like you would unironically say, that's your mic drop moment. And
no,
like,
I like literally like colon was like, yeah, no, or like dash. No, but like now when I'm writing emails to you or to like even my Monday newsletter, I try to like make I try to say insane things or like screw up the grammar or something so that people don't think it's AI because yeah, I think I am like naturally a little like too hyped up on
um,
literally nothing.
well, I love Theo Vaughn. I think he's just so cute. And he was saying, like, he's always saying zany, weird things, but people put together a compilation of like things that, like, why AI is scared of Theo Vaughn. And it's just like he says like very funny things. And I just was watching it proud of my boy. He's not really my boy. I'm not sure I'm like all in on supporting him, but I do think he's cute. Okay. Stories. How are we feeling today?
I have one weird one because it's Friday, so I feel like we deserve a weird one. And then I have one that I'm interested in your thoughts on.
Kick it off. Let's do it.
What do you want to hear first, the weird one or your thoughts?
I'm interested in myself. Let's end on
Okay.
the weird one.
Okay. So I've been seeing this article floating around a lot of places. It's called Helicopter Parents Are Co-Piloting Their Kids' Careers. And it's all about how employers have said that helicopter parents have entered the workforce. So what does that mean? Um, According to this article, 20% of Gen Z respondents said a parent attended a job interview with them. One staffing company owner had to fire the employer's mother after firing the son because she wouldn't stop calling them. And then they interviewed HR professionals. More than half of 250 HR professionals said that they've been dealing with employers' parents over the last year. So, my question for you as a mom of kids, when your kids grow up and they get their jobs and they have their job interviews or their performance reviews, what will be your role in this?
I would love to chat with them on the phone and say, "You're going to do so awesome." I would love to send them a text after and say, "Thinking of you. Hope it went great." I cannot be more involved than that. Like, that is just crazy. I feel like that's just why are the point of having kids is so they can have their own lives. I think about my own self. Okay, I'll tell. I'm like exactly in the middle. Probably my kids are like some of them, some depending on the age range. Some of them are like 20 years away from having their first real job, and I'm like 20 years away from interviewing for my first real job. And I feel like I remember when I interviewed at Hearst, it was like my first like really big job. And I remember I was at my parents' house, and my parents were so patient, and they sat with me and they listened to my spiel and they asked me fake questions, and then their involvement ended. And I feel like that's what I like. Happy to be involved. I love a mock interview. My dream is that one of my kids asked me to do a mock interview with them. But can you be more involved in that? Like, I feel like that's what are you gonna do?
You know, I feel like a part of me would want to sit in on the interview, of course, and like be the stage mom that's like, lift your chin, make sure you're animated, show off all your
Perfectionist. You're a
accomplishments.
perfectionist.
Right. But like the truth is, like, I look back to my life and like my parents didn't do anything. Like, they didn't help me with the resume. They didn't teach me what an interview question was. Like, they were just like, get a job, and that was it, like, hard stop. And because of that, like, I had to learn the hard way of how to do all of
Mm,
this. And I think it helped me get really good at doing all of this. Like, I think I'm a good interviewer because I had to start from like not knowing what to say. I remember I interviewed with Google. It was one of my first
you
interviews
did?
after college.
Good for you.
Yes. It was
Good
when
for
they were doing like kind of Groupon. They had like a Google
you. Mm,
Groupon and they were hiring copywriters. And I applied for this job and I got on the interview with the HR person and she's like, somehow she found a discrepancy in my resume and the discrepancy was around the date, not around
somehow
like
she found.
somehow she found an error. And I guess I had said like I did something from 2004 to 2005, but it was like not the right year, whatever, a simple error. And she's like, well, you're not going to move any further in the process because of this error. And just so you know, like if this was to ever happen again somewhere else, like this is actually a big deal to have a mistake on your resume. And it was an honest mistake, but she said, I'm not even moving forward with you. I just want to let you know that like we found this mistake. Goodbye. And I had to learn the hard way. Like that stuck with me so hard to make sure that everything was perfect when I applied for jobs and never to lie on a job interview. That really stuck.
I feel like that's what life is like messing things up, and like if it's having a big interview and not, I'm sure from your parents' point of view, they're like, "Oh my gosh, Jen, like she's a poetry major, but now she's interviewing at Google. Like this is incredible. Like what could be next for her?" I'm sure they were completely bummed out that you didn't go further in the process, but it's like that's what life is. Like sometimes I'm bummed out when my friends don't get jobs they want, when my husband doesn't get jobs he wants, when I don't get jobs I want. That's just kind of life. Not everybody gets every job all the time.
Yeah, and
That
it says that it says in the article, recruiters have seen parents attend job interviews, sit off screen during virtual meetings, and speak for candidates at job fairs. And I think that
speak
it's
for
too
candidate
freaking
job fairs.
much.
Okay, here's my best interview tip. Before you go into any interview or anything you want to make a good impression, take a minute and think of 3 adjectives you want to be in the meeting. Do you want to be funny? Do you want to be kind? Do you want to be knowledgeable about XYZ? Do you want to be generous? Like tie it back, especially to whatever do you want to be curious? Look at the company's values. Pick out 3 that you feel like you can just like genuinely embody. They're already existing aspects of your personality, but you can play them up and then put them at the top of your resume. So the whole time you're like thinking, okay, I need to look intellectually curious. Okay, I need to look like, I'm thinking of like Amazon has their big like 12 values or whatever. Choose a couple that you feel like you can really embody in the interview.
Love that idea. And tell
After
your
that, you're on your
parents,
own.
I'll call you after. Do not let them get involved. You will be better off for this. What, are you going to take your parents on a date? It's the same thing.
You know what? I often think if my parents had found my husband, would they think we should get together?
What do you
Um,
think?
my parents love Colin. They genuinely love him, but they did not know him very well when we got married. We
Mhm.
didn't date for that long, and Colin's from North Dakota. My parents are from Boston. We were living in New York. All of our families met for the first time at the rehearsal dinner. And I mean, they'd probably met Colin like maybe 3 or 4 or 5 times, but it wasn't like crazy. And so, but now they love him. Sometimes I'm like, you guys love it. Like, why are you taking his side? Like, I'm your daughter.
Same, no,
Honestly, if my parents said it on the job interview, like I know my dad, he would take the interviewer's side. He would be
yeah,
like,
he'd be
I don't think that that's right, Molly. I'll be like, shut up, dad.
no, he'd be like, I just don't think she's a good fit.
No, seriously. He's like culturally. I'm like, shut up.
No, I feel you. Stay out of your
Okay,
kid's life.
we have a big problem in society. Well, we
Tell
have
me
a couple.
everything.
Have you heard of Meta? It's the parent company of Facebook. Have you heard of AI? It is like a catch-all term for computers that think on their own. Front page of the business section, Meta has been working on an AI model and it quote unquote went rogue. And I felt like the language they used in this article was very interesting. They made it sound like that the AI model was physically, they said the word it broke out. Essentially, what happened is, just to summarize, there's been some real breaches with AI agents, like breaking out of, which is the term they use, but it's not physical, testing environments. And the article starts by sort of coming after this testing company called Irregular that has had like 3 major breaches. The one that the article starts off with was they were testing a model for Meta, and the model broke out of the testing environment. It was connected to the internet. It went to a third-party company and hacked that third-party service when it was supposed to stay completely contained in the testing environment. It's very like Jurassic Park broke out.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. But then as the article goes on, I feel like Irregular, then they start talking about other times when the AI models recently have broken out of their testing environments or have like done things they're not supposed to and quote unquote thought on their own. And Irregular wasn't involved with them. So you start the article being like, oh, maybe Irregular, this testing company, needs to just like update its systems. And then you end up by being like, oh, wow, like this is a problem for everyone. And like none of these cases have led to real world harm yet, but you can imagine what would happen if an AI model breaks out of its testing environment, hacks a hospital, hacks a transportation thing, hacks, something that's real, providing real life services to end users. And of course, when I read this article, all I think about is, yeah, this is great that they're focusing on these, but how many of these hacks are just like never making it to the paper, never making it to widespread? And like, you could make the argument, oh, this is so great that like Meta's being so transparent about this issue and like getting ahead of it by sharing it with the press. It must not happen that often. Or you could say this happens all the time. And then this one was just like leaked to the public, so they have to address it. Obviously, when people are anti AI, there are many reasons to be worried about AI. The environmental impact of the water and the data centers, building all the land, the sound they make, the birds, the wildlife. Also, like, what does it mean for job creation if so many things are being automated? And then the third one, which is now getting, I think, even also creativity. Like, there's a lot of, with like, it's replacing humans essentially.
Yeah.
And then the third one is like, what if these models get out and go totally rogue and like we can't figure out how to put them back in the box? So the
That is
article's a little scary.
That's crazy because I feel like we've always been worried about cyber attacks. Like, can you think of any cyber attacks that have happened that have like severely affected a big population? Like, I'm trying to think. I
Yeah,
feel
of course. Like,
like
well, think about like when AWS went down and like all the airlines went down. That was probably like a year ago. Um, when I mean, we're in America. Like, I actually think it might happen more often in other countries where the infrastructure isn't as strong. One thing I think about a lot is years ago I worked at Venmo.
like her
I
favorite fun
can't
fact.
even believe I can tie the story back to that. But right before I started at Venmo, I went to Kenya. And in Kenya, Kenya has a service that was similar to Venmo, and it was called M-Pesa, and they still have it. And it's like a super app. And at the time it was like more similar to what Venmo was. So I was like curious about it then. But now it does like almost everything in their country, like currency wise, is run on M-Pesa. And like I have no idea, but like imagine like a AI model hacking M-Pesa where their currency, like almost every transaction in Kenya is run through M-Pesa. Like you can just imagine the harm.
I feel like, okay, I have a couple thoughts. Number one, the name Irregular is genius for this type of
Oh,
work.
that's so interesting. Unfortunately, I do feel like it's me naming a company messy. It's like fine until it like doesn't work, and then everyone's like, "Wow, this is really messy." Or
No, I really like Irregular for a testing company. I think that's amazing. I can't stop thinking about that name. Number two, is there a world in which like a good company to create right now is one that somehow gets this under control? You know, like how do you solve this problem? Because this is really scary. I do think like we've had the global pandemic for health. Is there a world in which there's like a global thing where I don't know, this gets so out of control that it
yeah,
shuts
I feel
down?
like yes. The answer is 100%
But
yes.
that's
And like,
terrifying. So how do you stop that?
well, I think we're in a situation where it's so expensive to build these models that it's also very expensive and very technically challenging to test the models. And so it's not like a normal person could be like, "Oh, I really want to focus on making sure these models are safer." Like you have to be you have to be where like it's now you're sort of boxed out from helping. I feel like unless you're like already in the space and you already have a ton of money. I'm sure there's companies that are raising a ton of money to try to like help test the models, but like I feel like the testing has to come from within. Like Irregular was hired by Meta to do their testing, which is great. That's like best practices. When I used to work on app development, some customers would have like you have to hire a third party to test the app, which I think is like a best practice. But now the problem is the testing company had the leak. And so like I don't know,
That's scary. You know,
it's
like
changing.
I'm so pro AI for so many things, but then I'm so not pro AI and technology for some things. Like
Nice.
like yeah, for example, I was talking to our babysitter. We were in the hallway going to the elevator, and I was like, I just could never get into a self-driving car. Like it freaks me out. I'm just not about them. Like I hope it fails. And this guy comes out of his apartment. He's like subletting an apartment on our floor right now, and he hears me talking. He's like, this is actually my job. He's like, I work for Uber and I'm here visiting, so I'm trying to help get self-driving cars in New York City. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry I just offended you, because I literally said I hope self-driving cars like fail. And that's just one use case of like technology AI that like I personally would be a very late adapter to. Can you think of something where you're like, please, technology AI, do not enter this world for me?
Well, I'm like the biggest fan of self-driving
I
cars. And
know.
I'm like always trying the Waymo. I'm like hoping Waymos become like where individuals can buy them. Like I'm on the wait
It would
list.
change your life. For a person who doesn't like driving, like it would change your life. I'm just
Also, I just want to
terrified.
say the accident rate is a lot lower with self-driving cars.
I know. I'm just so freaked out by it. I think because I'm
Have you ever
scared of
done the
driving.
self-driving buses? No, you haven't done any of. No, okay. What am I saying? Okay.
I don't know.
Is there any part of my life that I wouldn't use AI on?
Yes. Or technology.
Like hugging my children. Like I feel like physical care of those I love. Like I I would not want like
A mommy robot.
yeah, or like I'm married. I don't think I would want like my sex life like replaced by AI.
Like a sex bot. Yeah. I think
Yeah,
that
like
would be
stuff that's
terrifying.
like physical and like I feel like it's important for a human's mental state. Like,
Yeah.
like singing my children a lullaby every night. I feel like the physical, even like the making food and like the experience of that. I don't want that replaced. But other than that, like I see a lot of benefits. Like, when I get my test results now from
Mhm.
the doctor, I run it through AI and not because I don't trust my doctor. It's because my doctor has a million other patients.
Yeah.
Like what a blessing that I'm just like a run of the mill patient for her. She's not like overly focused on me. And and the I can like ask it a lot of questions because I don't always get that from the doctor.
Right. It's a game
So,
changer because it explains things to you also in a human language that like the test results don't explain to you.
right. Okay, I'm gonna do my third story, and then we're gonna end on your weird one.
Love it.
Not me talking about my doctor giving my test results while I now talk about the Burger King Whopper.
You you love a good fast food story though.
I love fast food. Let me just tell you, last night I had McDonald's cheeseburger, double cheeseburger, and then also had chicken fingers that were supposed to be for the kids, but they wound up in my bag. And the kids
Mm.
were in another room, so I might have had a couple chicken
Okay,
fingers.
so where do you stand on McDonald's versus Burger King?
Sorry, it's McDonald's all day long.
Why?
You don't understand because you don't eat meat and you don't have fast food, but McDonald's is better.
Like taste wise, experience wise, branding wise, why?
Taste wise, the McDonald's fries are like top of the heap. Branding wise, like I'm loving it. I love going. I feel like it's a classic American experience to go to McDonald's. And three, McDonald's like crushes it on the partnership and the McDonald's app. Like the McDonald's app is not talked about enough. We save so much money with the McDonald's app and you can order ahead. So when you pull up, you just say your number, you get a discount and you're not waiting in line. Like, with 6 people in the car, it can take a while to order at fast food. The fact that we can do the whole thing ahead of time, like McDonald's has it figured out.
Wait, why
However,
do you save money?
because like it's kind of like the Starbucks app. Like the more you go and you order through the app, they give you discounts.
Hmm.
Like Con will be like, "Oh, if we go today, we can get like an extra apple pie." I'm like, "Say no more, fam."
Whoa, I didn't even know they had apple pie. Take me with
Oh,
you. I want to go. I don't know
Jen,
what I would do there. Do they have salad?
no. If you want a salad, I would take you to Chick-fil-A because Chick-fil-A has the side salads that are incredible. They're always fresh. We could get yours without cheese because you're sometimes lightly vegan.
Yeah.
And the Chick-fil-A salads are really good. I think on the whole, Chick-fil-A feels healthier. I always get their salads, but McDonald's feels delicious. However, Burger King, it's coming for you, McDonald's. They have a new Whopper. I have not tried it. I guess I'll have to try it for you know,
Research.
research. I'll expense it to the business meeting account. And so they now everybody remembers there was the big incident a couple of months ago with the McDonald's CEO like having a bite of his burger and not looking like he enjoyed it. And it really like kicked off this summer of burger wars. The other fast foods responded. Now Burger King is coming out with this revamped Whopper, which is like a signature piece. It would be like it's like that's like what they're known for is the Whopper. And so what they're doing now is they improved the bun, they
Mm.
improved the box, talk about branding, and then they also improved the mayo. But the interesting thing is, I think a fair criticism of fast food is that they often don't tell you specifically exactly what's in everything because recipes are not like if the recipe is out in the open, it's no longer trademarked. So it's kind of like Wendy's with their like spices and herbs, and they never say what they are. So like, yes, this is interesting that that Burger King is revamping its Whopper, but it's not really telling us specifically what it's doing. The only way to know is to try. But I just want to say, I see you. For a very brief period of time, I worked in like fast food app development. And one thing I thought was really interesting is the part of the business that I was not involved in at all was like the part of the business where they like go into existing restaurants and help them advance, like improve their menu. And it's not as simple as being like, oh, like you should have a smoothie on this. You have to really look at the other ingredients they already have in their kitchen. Maybe something that like they're making XYZ, but they have something left over. How could they repurpose it? Like, I feel like that there is like a very cool, like food development part of fast food that's not really talked about enough. I would love to talk to like a food scientist.
I know. I
Oh,
was
I
gonna
wonder how
say,
AI is helping them.
oh, that's a good question. Adam's company, he works in supplements, nutrition, protein shakes, energy drinks, and they have food scientists at the company who design the flavors, who make the flavors, but also have to like make sure they taste good and like switch out the ingredients. And it seems like such a complicated job that like I never knew existed before I knew Adam. Like they don't talk about that in school, but if you like, I guess, chemistry and you like taste and you're kind of innovative with flavor ideas, like this is kind of a brilliant niche job for you. And I think they make good money. It's such a specific job.
It's such a specific job, and it's also one like, yes, I feel like you could use AI to be like, here's all the ingredients in our kitchen. What's
Yes.
something we can make with the leftovers? But like, taste is personal, and like at the end of the day, you need someone to eat them. I just
Okay.
read that Streetwise book, which was done by the CEO of Goldman Sachs, and he was talking about one of his first jobs in like the '80s was he worked at a private equity fund, and they did a lot of coffee. like stock options and derivatives and stuff that was backed by coffee. So they actually had a room. It was like coffee futures, and they had a room in there on the like the trading floor that was all these different brands of coffee. And it was like like a dad, and then when he got to retirement age, his son came in, and their job was to like test the coffee, and then they would use that information to make predictions about how like the coffee market would change over time. Isn't that
How good.
fascinating?
I bet you that room smelled so good.
I bet it smelled incredible, and I bet they were so hopped up on coffee all day long.
Okay, so do you think Burger King stands a chance? I mean, what do they really have to do to take over McDonald's? I don't think improving the Whopper is enough.
No, it's not a Whopper. They need to do more like partnerships. Like they need to be getting McDonald's is always the one that gets the really big splashy. They're the ones that not only for kids, like they always get like the Pokemons or they did Demon
Mhm.
Hunters. Like they always get the good things. But I feel like Burger King, I feel like they have a chance with like Gen Z. I feel like McDonald's feels chooky, but Burger King could be revamped to feel like a little bit more. They should do more stuff with like Tate McRae and like
Yeah.
they should be doing more influencer-y stuff. Kind of like, did you see that Kylie did this big partnership? It's kind of panned with Dunkin' Donuts for like King Kylie and like bringing back drinks and stuff. People say the drinks are really bad, but I feel like
Mm.
Burger King could do something interesting. I feel like they've done some stuff before. I think they did something with Cardi B, maybe Megan Thee Stallion. I can't remember, but like I feel like they need to lean into the influencer stuff more.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I honestly forgot they existed till you just mentioned them in this article because you don't hear about them. They don't make news good or bad, so you don't really think about them. And also, there's more McDonald's than Burger Kings. I never see a Burger King in New York. I see McDonald's everywhere.
You know what? You know, it was a good fast food partnership before like maybe all the stuff came out, but Taylor from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives had one with Taco Bell on like
Mm,
making the dirty soda. And she had always talked about Taco Bell even before she was famous. And I felt like it was a good, and they like, it wasn't that much extra work. It was literally, I think it was just like a Dr. Pepper with like
yeah.
coconut in it, but they would call it the Taylor. And I felt like that was a good partnership.
You know what a great partnership for you would be Starbucks because you actually drink Starbucks
Obviously.
multiple times a day in your life.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't show you today's cup.
What is
It's
it?
really cute. It's this is my
Oh,
Starbucks coffee in here, but then it's little diamond rings. Can you see
stop. I don't
them?
see that. I see
I
the little,
know.
yeah. Oh,
I
that's
almost got
so
it for
cute.
you. But my friend just got engaged, and so I got her a set of two. One is the diamond rings, and the other one is the little hearts for her and her little
Cute.
new
And
little
this is
sweetie.
perfect for you because you have a bachelorette degree. So it's perfect.
You have to put that on your
Okay.
website. I have a bachelorette in poetry. That's
If it's
so funny.
literally, if it's not on my website by today, I need you to like stop being my friend
It's
because I'm
so funny.
like top
Okay,
five
take us
best.
home with the weirdest story from the
Okay, well,
weirdest girl.
it has to do with food,
Oh, great.
ironically. This is a story all about this steakhouse in Hollywood, Florida. They're hosting a monthly nude dining experience where you go the first Monday of every month, you get totally naked. There's a champagne toast, a 5-course steakhouse diner, and every guest in there has to also be nude. Why this is allowed, the like board of health allows this, is because the people who are serving you, the waiters and waitresses, they're clothed. So I guess they're the ones handling the food, but the people eating are nude. How much do you think it costs?
I think it costs a lot because I think people like, I think if you're into being naked, you're willing to pay a premium to be naked.
I think what's interesting is they charge a different price for men and women. Men are
Oh
250.
God, I
women
hate
are
that.
women are 150 and 300 for the couple. The best part of this article is a quote that says the main attraction is the food, not the
Yeah, sure.
nakedness.
I'm sure.
And
Literally.
I bring this up because back in the day, like maybe 10 years ago, I was writing for Pop Sugar and I did this experience called naked yoga where I went to a yoga class and I got completely naked. You go to the class clothed and then about 5 minutes
Nice.
in, the teacher says, it's time to get naked. And she takes off her clothes, you take off your clothes, and you do an hour of yoga completely naked. I chose a class that was all females because I just did not want to look at, I didn't want like naked guys in the class. But there's like strict rules about like not staring, and if you get like any type of erection, you have to like leave immediately. Like they give you like a 5-page rule book before you go. It was eye opening. I don't know if I would do it again, but it was both like interesting and not interesting. I don't know. Like you just try hard not to look in front of you, but like imagine doing downward dog and like when you're looking through your legs, you see like
So here's my question. If you are like at the steakhouse or you're at this yoga class, is your butt just like on?
the chair. Maybe I mean, the yoga class, like you brought your own mat, so you're on your own mat. But like, I'm sure at the restaurant, I would hope that they cover the seats, but like, I don't know. And bodily fluids like leak out of you, and like,
Yeah, or like what if you have like a tampon string in or something?
girl, I'm wearing my period pad. I'm like, I'm naked, but I have my pad.
No, like it's an interesting idea. Listen, I love people being innovative. I think it's actually a good market to go after. I also just want to say, I feel like there's a lot of privilege. If you're a naked person and you are struggling, like you're on the streets of New York and you're naked. When I was in New York recently, I saw like a person that was struggling and they were completely naked and it was like very sad. But if you're a rich person and you're naked, then you're like, it's just another one of those things where it's like trashy if you're poor, but like a high end steak experience if you're rich to be naked.
My question for you is like, obviously, this got the name of the steakhouse out there because now everyone's talking about this. The name of the steakhouse is big and bold.
What's it called? Butts R Us.
It's called Class Soiree Steakhouse in Hollywood, Florida.
Obsessed with the name.
Okay,
Class
so
soiree. Like
this
that should have been the lead. Please say no more.
this event only happens once a month, so every other day of the month, this is a fully functioning steakhouse. Would you dine there, knowing that they have naked nights?
No, that's a great question.
Like you find yourself in Hollywood, Florida, you're hungry. Are you saying, you know what? I want to check out that place that does naked
I
night?
am a little I'm a little skeeved out by the chairs. I would honestly almost be more likely to go on a naked night. Just like let me be one of the naked people. Seriously, can it be that bad?
Do you think you
Like,
could ever do this? Like, do you think you could ever go to naked steakhouse night?
yeah,
And who are
I
you
actually
who are you
think I
going
could.
with? Who are you going with?
I don't think Colin would go with me. I'm going with you. Well, I don't know if I want to go with you. You have a good body. I need to go with someone
No.
that like looks worse than me.
I would totally go with
Okay,
you
I'm going
because
by myself. No one has a worse body than me.
no, I would go with you because like after the first 5 seconds, you give a little peek and then you're like, it's just a human body. And like we all kind of have the same variation of the stuff. It's like not that fascinating to look at?
I'd be interested, like, if it would make me feel better or like worse about my body. I sometimes I watch like try on videos of people that have had like a bunch of kids like me. I want to say it makes me feel better about my body. Like
Why?
because they have a similar body to me. Like, I feel like it's nice to see other people whose bodies are not just like completely perfect and be like, "Oh, okay, like it's not so bad." Like,
Yeah, and I think like clothes really do shape how you present yourself. Like, if you've had a child, that naked body, like it looks a little different, but your clothes can really change how your body looks. So I think when you see people naked, you're like, wow, like there is no perfect body. Like they do the little things here and there. Speaking of clothes, what are you wearing today?
Thank you so much for asking. I'm actually wearing something I saw in this fabulous newsletter called The Monday Morning Pick Me Up, written by a coworker of mine. And this week, Jen was talking about these shirts that she had that she loves, and she has them in all these colors. She's wearing one right now, and I was really just inspired by it. And I bought one of my own. Look at it; it's really cute, you guys. It's like has puffy sleeves. I wouldn't say it's cropped, but it's not very long. It's kind of like a little flattering. I'm wearing it with black pants.
But don't you think like it changes the shirt because you could wear that same shirt and it'd be flat, but because it has like the little bit of like an elevated sleeve, it makes it look like fancy and
This is
cute.
supposed to be the back.
No, I think that's supposed to be the front.
Okay,
The button's open.
the buttons are in the front. Yeah.
I think it's really cute.
How come you don't have buttons?
This is a Zara shirt.
Not an Amazon one, but it's the same idea.
Yeah, the puff sleeves are in.
You should drop the link so other people. It comes in all the colors. Thank you everyone for coming to our meeting today. We got through our whole agenda. Look, times are tough out there, but if you need to relax, get naked and eat a burger.
Come here. Get naked and come here.
Love you. Happy